Now to a CBS 21 Waste Watch report, $50 billion in debt and growing. Pennsylvania's pension crisis is back in the headlines ahead of this year's elections.
And that's debt we're all going to pay for, even though it was the actions of just a few that created the mess.
CBS 21's Chris Pabst has more in his investigation.
The headlines are everywhere, and it doesn't look good.
The crisis is not enough workers have pensions.
Our state faces a giant pension crisis that, if not corrected,
We have a Ponzi scheme.
could affect generations of Pennsylvanians.
If this is not dealt with, there will be no property tax relief.
This list, obtained via right-to-know requests, show just how generous lawmakers have been with our money. High annual payouts like these certainly make for good headlines, but it's the reason behind these numbers that tells the real story.
The government certainly played a very big role in causing the problem because people got greedy.
This is one of the largest financial burdens that any generation has placed on another generation.
In 2001, estimates show the state pension system was flush with cash, 130% funded, which amounted to a giant pot of money Harrisburg just couldn't leave alone. That year, our elected leaders passed a law giving themselves a 50% pension increase and 25% for 350,000 state employees. It was also made retroactive for every year worked, but funding for the program was not increased. 13 years and 2 market crashes later, 130% funded is now 60%. Equaling $50 billion in debt.
Was that vote a mistake, looking back?
Yeah, I should not have made that vote.
If you had to go back, you would change your vote on that.
Absolutely.
Representatives Stan Saylor and Ron Miller of York County are 2 of 56 remaining lawmakers who voted for the increase.
The governor's office was looking for a yes vote on that, and that had to do with the vesting period.
At that time, the actuarials that advised the State General Assembly said it was perfectly fine. There were no financial problems with it.
Former Governor Tom Ridge signed the pension increase into law. He gave CBS 21 this statement, quote, "Clearly over time, the estimates have not worked out as had been projected by our budget team. With the benefit of hindsight, that's one I'd really like to have back."
We have a big problem. We have a huge problem.
James McEnany is the executive director of the Public Employees Retirement Commission. It's his job to advise lawmakers on pensions. Here's what he's telling them.
Down the road, we can foresee that this is going to collapse.
From a complete pension overhaul to mere tweaks, our lawmakers can't seem to agree on a solution. But McEnany says every day the pension crisis is not addressed, taxpayer debt grows by $10 million. Our options are quickly becoming limited to raising taxes or cutting programs.
I tend not to be terribly optimistic, but I am also enough of a realist to say that at some point they're going to have to do something.
Reporting for CBS 21 News, I'm Chris Pabst.
In 2010, 9 years after that vote, the pension increase was rolled back, but the damage had already been done. Now some lawmakers have proposed changing the system to a 401k style plan, but others believe the rollback in 2010 should be given time to work. So for now, it doesn't look like much will be done.